Howdy doodly doo, my name's Talkie the Toaster. I make fucking toast. Or, hello everyone, my name is Deckerlink, the trained unprofessional, and welcome to I Definitely Got Demonetized for That Shit. We're here again, performing for you. My fucking palms hurt like a lot, like, it hurts. Shit. Once again, I am standing outside of my own classroom, waiting around for a certain tiger to appear. And once again, as is usual, he is late. Please tell me he didn't cause another accident today. Oh no. My attention is immediately snapped back to reality. Sorry. When June's rotund figure appears by the door. He touches it behind his back before leaning it back onto it and sighing deeply. Is everything okay? The little tiger looks up at me with a weary expression, not even at all fazed by my appearance. Hey, Rutherford-san. Yeah, I'm fine. You sure? You don't look fine. Lifts his hand up to his chest height, waving it dismissively. Yeah, I'm just tired, that's all. Doing this stuff for 4 days kinda takes it out of you. How come you were late again today? You didn't get into another accident, did you? No, my replacement was late, and so I had to stick around until he arrived, because I couldn't leave the place short-staffed. Come to think of it, I did see one of our classmates walking into the restaurant with a waiter uniform. Guess that explains that. Do you want to take some time to just breath and relax before we set out? Could we? That'd be great. How am I, like, a minute in and already needing a drink? Could we? That'd be great. Yeah, if he's actually agreeing with my idea of resting, then I know he's really exhausted. June, don't push yourself so hard, okay? Knowing him, I can almost guarantee he will eventually. Honestly, he's more stubborn than the proverbial mule. And it really makes me want to give him a good, firm kick to the ass sometimes. By the way, Rutherford-san, do you have any idea what you want us to do today? Yep. I have a few things planned out that I think you'll like. Like what? Well, we already agreed that you wanted to see the play the second years are putting on. I passed by there yesterday and got a brochure with the times and explaining the play itself. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even tell you about it yet. Now you're already thinking it's interesting. I'm sure I'll find it interesting anyway. I also checked and saw the video game club set up an arcade, so we can go check that out. An arcade? How'd they even manage to do that? I have no idea. Maybe they rented a few machines for the day. All I know is that people have been saying it's been quite a few good games, so we can go try that. Yeah, it sounds really fun. Before I noticed it, I put my hand on top of June's head and began calmly petting like that was the most normal thing in the world. Oh, sorry. No, it's okay. You look like you perked up quite a bit already. I have. How about we go to the arcade? All this because you want to play games? Well, the brochure you gave me says the play won't start until a few hours from now, so it's not like we have anything else to do. Jesus Christ. I suppose that's a good point. Alright, follow me and try not to get swept up by the sea of people on the floors below. If you think it's packed here, wait till you see downstairs. I suppose it's too much to hope that there won't be many people at the arcade. Yep, most certainly is. Holy shit, how did they get this much? This is a nuts amount of fucking stuff to get at a school. Damn. Just damn. The two of us walk into the dimly lit room. Immediately, we see a multitude of colorful flashing lights coming from the myriad of machines spread around the place in neat lines. Turns out I can't handle arcades. That's something I wish I'd known earlier than I found out. The fuck is this techno? Damn. The place is far more packed than I thought it'd be, with barely any room to maneuver by the entrance. I guess that's because there was only one very narrow door to function as both an entrance and an exit. And they even have a single cash register right next to the door with a smallish looking stoat standing in front of it, frantically doing many tasks all at once to service the ever-growing line of customers. Considering her height, I'd guess the girl is a middle schooler, but and since I know such a thing is pretty impossible, maybe she's a freshman? Come on, June, oh shit. For the record, I believe this get in line, but then get interrupted. I feel a tight squeezer on my arm without even having to turn to look. I already groan in exasperation. I love the animation for when he's freaking out. I don't like that he freaks out, because I don't like people freaking out, but like, there's a cute way to depict it. Can't you try to hold it together for just a little bit? The entrance might be packed, but the place looks okay by the machines. We'll be out of the mob's hair in just a few. Nope, no response at all. Yeah, his brain is shut off pretty good again. It's been a while since he's done this, too. I guess hoping his experience with the festival had made him improve at dealing with crowds was just a pipe dream. I try to ignore the shivering tourniquet I have wrapped like a vice around my arm as I stand in line. Soon I can feel some slight tingling that continues to grow more and more as time goes by. Yep, it's official, I can't feel my arm. I might need a crowbar to pry this tiger away from me when we're finished. Sad part is, this kind of stuff doesn't even faze me anymore. Just another day in my life as I deal with June.
Good afternoon, how may I help you?
The stout girl looks up at it with an uneasy smile once our turn finally rolls around. I can barely make out her features very well considering the darkness in this room, but I have a feeling that her eyes are a deep amber. Hi, me and my friend want to buy a few tokens for games.
Oh, we don't actually use tokens, we use cards.
She opens a drawer underneath the register and pulls out a credit card with a plastic thingy that has a magnetic bar on the back, gesturing to it with a smile.
See, we use credits and we load credits into the cards, and every machine has a card reader that debits them when swiped.
How the hell do you guys manage to get all this set up? My class barely even managed to clear enough of a budget to get gas burners for their restaurant. The girl's smile becomes a little more open to my question. She adjusts herself when she stands and clears her throat.
You see, the video game club is one of the most popular in the school. Every year we make a lot of different highly profitable displays and use the funds from those to bolster our budgets for next year. That way our members can always have the best experiences possible during the festival and everyone gets to have fun. Isn't it great?
Huh. I don't even remember seeing the video game club's events for the past 2 years. Guess I wasn't paying much attention. Shoulders sag at my apparent lack of enthusiasm as she stares up at me with a furrowed brow.
I see.
Anyway, how much is a session in each of the machines? However quickly her disappointment came, she put herself back together just as quickly, and was back to her professional demeanor in no time, straightening her back and clearing her throat once more.
Each play session ranges from 150 to 400 yen, but it depends on what machine you're looking to use.
It's a little pricier than a regular arcade, but then again, I imagine it couldn't have been cheap to rent all these machines for the duration of the festival. She smiles and nods, not saying another word to my statement. Okay, I'll take a card for me and one for my friend, load them up with 2,000 each. That should be enough.
Let me just warn you that if you don't finish spending all the money before you leave, you'll still be asked to return the card and it'll be wiped clear of any funds.
Sure, that's fine. It's only 20 bucks. Could you please hurry up? I really can't feel my left arm anymore. Hang on, let me just try to get my wallet here. I awkwardly attempt to fish my wallet out of my pocket using my right hand. The girl, who seemed to not have noticed June this entire time, finally lays eyes on the shaking tiger and gasps.
Is he okay?
That's debatable. He always gets like this in the middle of big crowds. Hey, Earth to June! Can you let go of my arm? I kind of need it right now. Oh, no response. Oh man, this is much more troublesome than I thought it would be. Why do I always end up being the victim of June's panic attacks? June is the victim of his fucking panic attacks, you selfish cunt. Even when we're hanging out as a group, it's always my arm that ends up being attacked. At this rate, I'm gonna end up traumatized. Hey, June, I really don't want to be rough with you, but I'm having a really hard time getting in my wallet, and I can't feel any blood circulation in my arm anymore. No dice. He continues to cling to my arm, shaking like one of those vibrating back massagers you buy for a few bucks on a random street vendor. Alright. Just for the record, I didn't want to have to resort to this. Resort to what? With my free hand, I pinched June's nose. Since his mouth is acting as if it were welded shut, which is not what's depicted, but you know what, limitations of sprites, he won't be able to breath if I do this.
Wait, isn't that a bit...
June lunges away from me to the side, taking a deep breath as he comes back to his senses.
Well, what are you doing, Rutherford, son? Are you trying to kill me?
I'm trying to wake you. Just go stand by the machines before you shut down again.
But...
Just do what I'm telling you. I already can't feel my arm. I don't need you latching on to me again.
Sorry.
Ooh, bad move. He walks away dragging his feet, looking incredibly crestfallen. How dramatic he's being, a random bystander might think I just called him some of the most horrible insults known to man.
That was surreal.
The girl looks between the two of us with wide open eyes, clearly not used to seeing this degree of craziness in her everyday life. No. The sad part is, it really wasn't. Sorry, hon, but I already deal with this on a daily basis. This sort of thing doesn't even get to me anymore. I clumsily managed to scoop my wallet out of my pocket, given that my arm's range of movement is severely impaired. It's tingling so much right now, such a weird feeling. There you go. Sorry about the trouble. She nods politely, hesitantly taking the money I hand to her. She scans the 2 cards by her machine, and quickly hands them back to me with another measured smile.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy your stay.
I nod and flash her a smile, walking off toward the rows of machines and looking for June. There he is. I finally spot him watching another person playing an old 16-bit. Is that what they're called now? The machine had a second control station, probably so it could allow for 2 players. In the game, an oddly skimpily dressed soldier would walk through a side-scrolling map while shooting a horde of weird-looking alien things and picking power-ups for his weapons. I wonder who that is. The guy playing the game seemed to be pretty good at it because the amount of projectiles flying at him was nothing short of insane, and yet he would dodge all of them. Ducking, jumping, sliding, all sorts of gravity-defying maneuvers were executed to allow him to dodge the barrage of bullets. But eventually, one bullet just slightly grazed him and caused this character to immediately explode into a 16-bit gore fest. Yikes.
Oh, Rutherford-san.
June finally seemed to notice my presence. He was probably too engrossed in the game to care before. The boy playing got up from the machine without another word and walked off, stomping on his way out, clearly frustrated. And this one's got your attention.
Yeah, I've played it before. Although it was the console version, which isn't all that great in my opinion.
Really? Why not?
It doesn't allow for 2 players. It's pretty laggy. It sometimes has trouble rendering all the bullets on the screen, meaning you get hit by invisible ones.
Oh. That does sound pretty terrible.
Yeah, and it's kind of a mess. I've never played the arcade version of it. Can we give it a try? It allows for 2 players.
Sure. What's this game called anyway? Oh, please. Please give me a gloriously bad fake name.
The game...
Oh! Oh my god, really? Man. Oh man, they're such good fucking friends.
The name is Dune Wolf. Dune Wolf! You play as a duo of veteran soldiers in the middle of war somewhere in a place in the deep jungle before Earth gets invaded by aliens you have to fight back.
So apparently Dine Wolf is Contra now. That doesn't really make much sense.
The game is from the 80s, so you shouldn't expect a marvel of storytelling from it.
I'm surprised you can say that with a straight face when you love games so much.
Just because I love them doesn't mean I can't be realistic about their issues. Games a few years back really sucked in terms of a story. Hell, I've once played an RPG where the only line of dialogue in the whole game was the very opening sequence where the king just said, "Oh no, the princess was taken, please save her," and that was it.
That's not very good. Yeah. I just told Basket that there's a new episode of Tennis Ace that went out today. It's the I believe episode 39, and I told him that Aki accidentally hit puberty in it because I was having throat pain from the previously recorded episode of Extracurricular Activities, and so I changed his voice from to fucking "It's high noon," you know, that type of shit. And he was like, "Oh, there's a new episode? I didn't know that." I was like, "Yeah, I'm recording one right now too. I just got to Dune Wolf." Oh, lordy bagordy.
To say the least. The soundtrack was pretty good, though, considering it was an 8-bit game.
Okay, so 8-bit, yeah, that's the 80s. 8-bit and a 16-bit are not the same. You always have comments on game soundtracks, don't you?
Yeah, it's my favorite thing to pay attention to.
You have any idea what kind of company you'd work for once you got a job as a composer?
I don't even know if I'd get one. It's not a sure thing by any definition of the word.
Oh, come on, you got so much talent. Sure you will. Be the next Koji Kondo. Koji Kondo? Yeah, that's the person who composed the original Mario music. Yay. Though I imagine probably would want to be more in the vein of a I don't remember the name of the people that orchestrated Final Fantasy. Although be Koji Kondo that person or fucking Grant Kirkhope, to be compared to any of those, would be the ultimate jerk off for a video game composer.
Even if that is true, just having talent isn't good enough. You need a lot of luck to make it in a highly competitive environment. Sometimes the most talented people get passed over. Well, ain't that the fucking truth? The voiceover field in particular is just like a goddamn minefield of opportunity. You never know when you're going to step on one, and it might kill you. That's a really pessimistic view on things, June. It's realistic, though. I'm just being realistic. Sometimes, even if you have a lot of talent, you might lack the interpersonal skills or might not have many connections. It takes a lot of luck to be successful. Just being talented won't be enough.
Okay, so we got a choice here. Let's go ahead and save. My instinct is that the messaging here would want me to disagree so that I can encourage him. I'm going to click that, but I saved so I can hedge in case it goes south. Disagree.
What's wrong? You're making a weird face.
You can tell, huh? June cocks his head to the side, eyeing me with suspicion. It's just, I can't bring myself to agree with you there. Rutherford, just hear me out, alright? If we're speaking logically, then maybe you might be right. But I just don't like that thought process, you know? To me, it just sounds like admitting defeat even before it happens. It sounds like you're preparing yourself to lose before you do so, just to soften the blow. That way, when things finally go wrong, you can say, "Oh, well, there was nothing I could do about that." I don't like it. You're convincing yourself it's okay to fail instead of trying your hardest. Rutherford-san. Of course, you probably don't need to hear this from me. No one knows your future career better than you do, so I'm probably just an idiot who knows nothing and is disagreeing out of principle.
Not at all. I really appreciate it.
You do?
Yeah. It makes me happy to know you care so much about it. This might be silly, but it kind of gives me a confidence boost.
Without saying a word, I reach for the top of his head again, petting the tiger and scratching his chin leisurely. I feel a pleasant vibration on his neck as I continue to do it, which just makes me want to keep going. Crap, I really shouldn't be doing things like this in public.
By the way, did you get the token so we can play?
Oh, right. June snaps me back to reality. God damn it, with this fucking phrase. It haunts me. It haunts me, man. and I dig into my pockets for the 2 plastic cards I was given. Here you go. I loaded 2,000 yen on each of these, so we should be able to play for a while.
Oh, I've never been to a place that uses cards before.
They're pretty common in commercial arcades nowadays, but I didn't think they'd use them in this one.
I guess you can tell I haven't been to an arcade in a few years, huh?
Just a little. We both swipe our cards to the player 1 and player 2 slot. Screen exits and it's a little demo video and immediately blinks into a game start screen. Oh shit. The 2 of us are immediately dropped into a thick jungle. There are already multiple pea-sized bullets being shot at us by a group of soldiers hiding under bushes. Wow, this game's wasting no time in trying to kill us, huh?
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. This was considered one of the most difficult games of the 80s. It gobbled coins like no one's business.
What? Almost as if on cue, as soon as June says those words, an enemy shoots a mortar at the 2 of us. June expertly jumps to the edge of the screen, narrowly dodging it by a few pixels. As for me, I get immediately blown into bits. Literally to bits, since this isn't 18. Fucking fuck. That was shit. Fuck you. Clever joke, I know. Ah, fuck off. The hell?
Careful, Rutherford-san. You only get 3 lives per player. If you lose all of them, you'll have to pay more.
I look down at the little display on the card reader where it says 300 yen per session. This thing is freaking expensive for a game that can kill you just like that.
Rutherford-san, pay attention to the game!
Ah! Nearly dodge another barrage of bullets shot at me. Oh, fuck me. It's June in a little bit of time, you know what I'm saying. June's character is darting around the screen, dodging everything that's thrown at him and massacring the enemy forces. Since this game is a side-scroller, we can only move forward if I'm with him. I can quickly tell that I'm slowing him down. June can somehow make progress really fast in this thing, killing most of the enemies with expert precision. Meanwhile, it takes every bit of my well-trained reflexes just to avoid enemy fire. How are you doing all of this?
I played this game so much when I was little that I memorized a lot of the enemy placements.
You're kidding me!
Careful, on the next screen there will be an enemy helicopter flying overhead and dropping lots of bombs. You have to shoot up to destroy it and dodge all the normal enemy units at the same time.
As soon as we cross some sort of invisible finish line, a sequence plays out where a giant helicopter that fills all the horizontal space of the screen appears, just like June said. The character with a cartoonishly big head sits in the cockpit. He looks down at us and laughs before bombs begin to drop. Begin to drops? Begin to drops. Okay. Immediately, June is rolling and jumping around, dodging every single one of those and firing at the chopper. As for me, I get blown up for a second time in less than 3 minutes.
Be careful, you only got 1 life left. This boss tends to be really good at sucking credits out of new players.
You don't say. God, I feel absolutely useless. As soon as I respawn, I begin trying to mimic June's movements, trying desperately just to stay alive. Which, by the way, is much easier said than done. I think I counted less than 40 seconds before I was blown up again. Oh, Rutherford-san. Sorry, I guess I kind of suck at this. Man, I don't think I've ever sucked so bad at a game before.
I'll just let him kill me so we can play something else.
Oh no, you don't need to do that. Just have fun playing the game, I'll watch.
You sure?
Even though he keeps looking between me and the game, he continues to expertly dodge and fire at the same time. It's like this is super easy for him. Man, I know June is good at games, but this is kind of ridiculous. Just how often did you play this thing?
I think it was the only game I owned for over a year when I was small, so I played it every day.
I don't know whether I should be sad or impressed. Eventually, June's efforts pay off as the helicopter begins to systematically explode. The pixely pilot turns to look at the screen with a look of terror before the whole thing finishes blowing up, taking him with it. This game definitely isn't ashamed about its own violence, huh?
That's what makes it fun. It's just silly, fast-paced gaming.
I'm not sure if I'd call it fun. Stressful? Sure, not fun. Let's see how long you can last on your own. I continued to stand behind him, watching him massacre waves of enemies all by himself through multiple stages. I don't even know how much time I spent watching him, although I'm somewhat dimly aware of the fact that he hasn't even died once yet. Seriously, how are you doing this? Your dodges are all pixel perfect. That's ridiculous.
I had a lot of practice after all.
How many levels does this thing even have? As June continues to play, I had noticed that each level got more and more bizarre. From a thick, densely packed jungle to a forward enemy base in a clearing to a boat level to a marine base. Then the aliens hit, the water turned purple, the skies darkened, hordes of weird flying things begin to attack from above. I kind of lost count of how many weird new enemy types kept appearing, but June apparently had all of them memorized.
I'm on level 6 right now. Game has 10 levels. It probably won't last that much longer.
You played over half the game without dying once. You kidding me?
I'm pretty good at it, aren't I?
You are. And definitely not humble about it either. Although after seeing how easily this game kicked my ass, I guess he's entitled to feel proud of himself for it. The guy that had been playing before us seemed to be quite a few levels behind where June is now, too. Ah! And then it happens. A single bullet barely grazes the foot of June's character mid-jump and causes him to explode.
Damn it. That's one.
Surprised it's only been just one. There's so many bullets flying on the screen right now, I can't even keep track of where they're coming from. This is some really good hand-eye coordination. During the next level, June is suddenly sucked into what I assume is the alien mothership. He fights a bunch of frog-like things with cannons strapped to their backs. They jump around in weird patterns and spray bullets in circles that fly all over the screen. Just watching all of them on screen is already starting to make me feel sick. June dies for a second time there. Just like before, he gets barely grazed by a bullet that causes his character to die. I have to say, for a veteran soldier, this character doesn't seem to be very resistant to anything, really. Like, a bullet just hit your toe, dude. You don't need to explode because of that. June somehow manages to get past this level. There were many times where I thought he was a goner, but he clung to the last life. That last life. Oh, look at him. Oh, he is so fucking determined. That fucking face.
Level 9, just a bit more.
His face was scrunched up in a look of frustration as he continued to mash the buttons on the machine. June was leaning so far forward in his chair that he was almost touching the screen with his forehead. Careful, I can arch your eyes like that. Shh, not now! He, of course, brushed me aside completely. Ah! June jumps back on his seat as his character is hit for the third time. Once he explodes again, the entire screen is tinged red. The word "gum over" flashing brightly on the display in English. I guess whoever translated that wasn't doing a very good job. But then again, games back then had a ton of translation issues, so I guess I'll let that slide.
Oh, I was so close this time.
Sorry you didn't make it.
Let me try again.
I stopped before he can swipe the card on the machine.
Hey!
How about we try some of the other games instead?
Boo!
Booing me isn't gonna change anything. I didn't come here just to watch you play. Fine. Reluctantly, June steps away from the machine. Take a few rounds around the room, looking at any interesting games we might find. What's this thing? Room Maker? The kind of game is this? I don't know if that's a reference to anything, but I have no idea what the fuck.
Oh, that's a musical game. You pick girls to make an idol group, and then you choose their training routines, their songs, their costumes, stuff like that.
Who would play this kind of thing?
The songs are really nice, though.
Yeah, no, not my thing. Most of the games here seem to be pretty old. I wonder why that is.
They're all very popular, vintage machines. If you take a close look, you'll see that they're the machines with the players. People are lining up for a few of them.
Sheesh, not much excitement for just a bunch of old games?
Some people really like the classics, okay?
Alright, calm down. No need to blow a gasket over this.
Rutherford-san, you can be so insensitive with other people's interest sometimes.
Hey, that is absolutely not...
I used to play this game as a kid too.
Cuts me off mid-sentence, hopping towards a nearby machine and examining it with great enthusiasm. Why do I even bother? We did a few rounds across the place, blowing most of our credits on a multitude of games. Outside of a light gun game called Time Fortune, that was pretty fine. I could tell it was a game from the early 90s just by seeing how bad the 3D graphics were, but it was still pretty fun. We should still have enough credits for one more game, I suppose.
Do you see any that you want to play? I kind of just drag this around everywhere and force you to watch me play a bunch.
We still had fun, anyway.
Maybe, but it still would make me feel better if you could pick something this time.
Alright, sure. I saw a few things I think we could try together. I'll just choose one of them.
Sure, which one?
I think over my options for a second, trying to decide which one to play. If I were going by names alone, I wouldn't pick either of these. They're so bad. The gameplay of them seem pretty interesting, and according to June, they are all cult classics, so I guess I should give one of them a try. Still, what is it about 80s and 90s games that makes most of them have terrible titles? Right? Especially when they're in visual novels. I think it oh, Jesus. Have to avoid copyright. It's like someone mistranslated them so badly and no one had the heart to correct them. Well, no point overthinking this. Abode of the No Longer Living. Boot of the Southern Celestial Body. Buildings and People. Underground Structure of Blessing. What the fuck? I mean, I would like to personally pick one more try at fucking the whatever the hell, the Dune Wolf. But if we gotta choose one of these, let's just let's try Buildings and People, Underground Structure of Blessing. See what he thinks about that. This seems pretty fun. It's beat 'em up with magic and wizards and a lot of underground structures. I guess the name describes it pretty well after all.
Oh, this one? I think it's based on a popular tabletop RPG series, but I've never played any of it.
Well, let's see what he thinks of Boot of the Southern Celestial Body. This one seems interesting. It's a licensed game based on a popular anime from the 80s. I remember watching reruns of this. Although I can remember... although I can remember of it is that a lot of people kept dying in it. I'm honestly surprised Mom let me watch this as a kid. How about this? Brings back a few childhood memories.
Oh, that one's pretty cool.
I never played it before, but from the demo videos on the screen, it looks like a reskin generic beat 'em up.
Pretty much. It's still really fun, though.
Yeah? You ever played it before?
The console version of it, yeah.
This is the console version. Okay, so I don't want to go too far in unless we can't go back farther. So let's try Abode of the No Longer Living. House of the Dead. I'll go with this one. It's also a light gun shooter, but this one is against zombies and monsters instead of soldiers armed to the teeth. Instead, it's a bunch of things armed with teeth. Walk up to the machine and grab one of the guns that's connected to it by a thick metallic cable.
Oh, this one? Well, that's a pretty good job. This game used to be super popular way back then. When?
Well, I bet we give this a try.
Sure, should be fun.
Damn it, none of these gave me a good, impression. Well, if I was going to choose between any of those, I'd go with Boot of the Fist of the North Star, whatever the fuck. Because I want, he's into the anime and he seems to really like it, so let's fucking go with it. This is a console version?
Yeah, the frame rate is worse, but They fixed a lot of translation issues.
Translation issues? Is it that bad?
Well,
June takes a card from my hand and swipes it on the machine. Immediately it begins to play the intro scene, complete with many drawings of the characters talking. The protagonist, Jugemu, stares at his opponent who stands on a pile of garbage. The man points down at the imposing lead and his dialogue appears on screen. Oh, man. Man, you just gonna throw in an all your base are belongs to us, Jugemu? You gonna do that to me? You gonna put me through this? Okay. The very first line of the game is mistranslated.
yeah, it gets worse.
Oh boy, this is gonna be awful, isn't it? June is humming the melody from one of the games he played, cheerfully making gestures with his fingers as he bops along to it. He's probably in his best mood since the start of the day. Considering how tired he was when we first met, this really makes me glad. Oh, we need to hurry if we're gonna catch that play. It starts in 20 minutes.
Okay.
That's not what I just said. He doesn't show the last bit of rush in getting there. Keeps walking at a leisurely pace, slowly making his way through the sea of people populating the hallway. He's just not freaking out on me, but I wish he has a sense of urgency. June, we really need to hurry.
Gotcha.
Tiger continues to hum, walking at a snail's pace. Did he get slower? June, we're gonna miss the play.
Understood.
There's no break in his frickin' humming. Continues to cheerfully and without a care in the world sing away as if he had to infill infinite time at his disposal. Walking slowly to match his speed is starting to get on my nerves because I don't want to end up missing the damn thing because of this. Are we gonna take his hand? Are we gonna grab his hand? Are we gonna... June?
Yeah.
Walk faster! I lean into his ear and shout loudly into it, causing him to jump back in surprise and stare at me with super wide open eyes. He nearly knocked someone down doing it too. I have to admit, it's kind of funny. What's the big idea? I'm telling you to walk faster. We'll miss the play if you keep walking at a snail's pace. What? Is something the matter?
My feet kind of hurt.
Come on, let's find some place to sit down. Don't need to watch the play.
No, I want to watch it. I just don't want to have to run there.
How much do your feet hurt?
I've been running around quite a bit the past few days, so kind of a lot.
Well, you all are out of shape. This kind of thing is to be expected. This is what Dr. Scholes is for. Also, fuck you. But I'm not heartless enough to tell him that to his face. Well, what do you want to do? If we keep going at this pace, there's no way we'll be able to get to the other building in time.
I can make it. Just have to suck it up a little bit.
My instinct is to say rest and we'll miss the play. But again, let's save. And... so we can hedge. Rest. Well, let's look for a quiet place for us to sit down on.
What? But what about the play?
I'm not gonna make you run around campus when you're in pain.
I'm fine. I can deal with it. Come on, didn't you want to watch the play?
Honestly, I just want to spend time with you. I don't really care if we miss it or not. June looks away from me, his face suddenly turning quite a bit red. I don't know quite know why, but I really dig this reaction. He looks really cute and he's blushing.
Where do you want to go?
I have an idea. Follow me. I grab him by the arm and lead him away with me. The roof. That is a good place. Takes me a few tries, but I finally managed to get through the door lock. It's probably one of the stupidest things I ever did, but I have to admit I like the rush from it.
How did you do that? You just picked the lock.
Yep. Was as hard as I thought it'd be. Kind of fun, even.
Are you gonna get in trouble because of it?
It's not like there's cameras here, and they won't even know we're here.
Are you sure? It can't be that easy.
Oh, but it is, little one.
I'm not little.
I don't know, you're kind of little. June walks up close to me, standing on tiptoe to try to look me face to face.
Nuh-uh. Look, I'm almost as tall as you are.
Sure you are. Sure you are. I begin to pet him again. For some reason, it kind of relaxes me. Oh, he is purring. Oh, he is purring. You hear this shit? Hear that? It's purring. Fucker's purring. June immediately melts onto my hand, purring. His face is so red, and yet he doesn't seem to care one bit. It's really cute. You liking that?
Please don't ever stop.
This is gonna be hard. I'll need bathroom breaks and food.
That could be arranged.
His knees start shaking a little, which is when I know it's time to stop.
Why did you stop?
Because I don't want you to fall on the floor because your knees buckled.
That wasn't gonna happen.
Sure. No way it was.
Come on, Rutherford-son, please pet me more.
Wow. That is blatant. Oh my god, you're being so needy and demanding right now.
I don't mind if it's with you.
Alright, fine, but at least sit first. I want your knees to give away.
Okay.
June quickly lies down on the floor. I guess he decided to go a bit further than what I asked. Not that I'll complain, since I do nap up here quite often anyway. I lie down on my side next to him, being able to see his face quite clearly. He still has his eyes closed, but as soon as my hand touches him, he moves his head towards my hand. It's all very cute and relaxing. Soon, he's purring again. He purring again. That boy June is purring again. He's so easy to please. If this is all he needs to be happy and content, then I guess he would be a very low-maintenance boyfriend. To someone. I don't know why I just thought of that. June continues to nuzzle against my hand. I have to admit, walking around for the past few days has left me a bit more tired than I thought. I'm so comfortable right now that I'm starting to feel drowsy. I try to will myself into staying awake, but the sound of the wind and June's purring slowly erodes at my wakefulness. My eyes start to blink a little slower with each passing second. I shift around a few times, feeling a cold, hard floor under me. When my eyes open, I immediately see the night sky. I lie still for a few seconds, absorbing the view and trying to remember where I am. Then, as a jolt of realization runs through me, I sit up with a jump. Whoa, that's gorgeous! The stars look like snow. When I look to the side, I see June eyeing me with a bit of surprise. Probably because of the sudden movement.
Oh, Rutherford-son, you're awake.
When did I fall asleep?
A few minutes after we got here. I've been enjoying some quiet time while I waited for you to wake up.
You should have woken me up instead.
I didn't want to. You looked like you really needed your sleep.
Whether I did or not is irrelevant. You should have woken me up.
Isn't it beautiful?
I follow his gaze and take in the view of the sky myself. It sure is.
I'm glad you managed to get us here. Even if you did have to pick the lock.
It's one more experience that I can say I had in the future.
I probably wouldn't tell people about this. You know, you might be arrested.
I doubt someone who would immediately call the cops on me because I told them I picked a lock back in high school.
Fair enough.
Oh, we got a CG. Look at them. I will continue to say that the CGs and the regular sprites look like they're from different games, but damn it, it still looks cool. June leans back on the ground, his eyes sparkling with the light of the stars. For some reason, I seem to be more interested in watching him than I do the sky. I never really stopped to think this before, but June is a pretty handsome guy. I know that I call him cute all the time, but this feels somehow different. It's weird. I'm not really sure why that is. I confused over my own thoughts. That's not something I like.
By the way, what time is it, Rutherford-san?
Let me check. Oh, the fireworks should be starting any time now.
Good. That means we're right on time.
Yeah, it does. The two of us stare at the sky in silence. The distant, cheerful voices of the other students and guests attending the festival can be heard down by the courtyard. But up here, the one sound that is most distinguishable is that of the wind. I'm confused. I thought the fireworks were going to happen the night of the bonfire, and the bonfire happens when all the other shit is closed, and we were all going to be together for it. So unless they have fireworks every night, which was not established, but okay. I always found it a bit weird how there always seemed to be a breeze up here. Pleasant, but still weird. I'd never come up here in the middle of the night before, so the wind is a tad more chilly than I thought it'd be. Man, I wish I'd worn something a little warmer.
Probably shouldn't go out in nothing but a tank top.
I look good in a tank top, though. June chuckles, his voice carrying softly with the wind.
Yeah, I guess you do. Although, to be honest, you look good regardless of what you're wearing anyway.
Uh-oh! We got us a heartbeat! Oh no, darling, we got us a heartbeat! June isn't even looking at me right now. Well, that's a good thing, because I wouldn't want him to see my cheeks searing hot from that compliment. Damn, what's the matter with me? Oh! What? Hold on. What does it remind you of? Reminds me, Rutherford. He was gonna say some shit. He was gonna say something, but we got interrupted. Just then, June's voice is cut off by the pop of a firework. God damn, this CG is gorgeous. Damn. Our eyes are immediately dragged upwards and we see the first one appear in the sky. A neon green explosion that fills our view with a beautiful stroke of color. And more fireworks begin to pop one after another. Soon the sky turns into a giant canvas on which all these vibrant colors are displayed. They appear, they shine brightly, and then they disappear, never to be seen again. Wow. I never watched the fireworks display from this high up before. It's truly mesmerizing. What do you think, I turn to look at June, only to see the lights of the fireworks reflecting on his eyes. A little weird that you'd put the zoom up of the CG on a CG we'd already seen, but I guess you want to call attention to the eyes, which are fucking gorgeous, by the way. I turn to look at June, only to see the light of the fireworks reflected on his eyes. For some reason, my breath is taken away. I stare at his figure slack-jawed. The fireworks that are shooting and illuminating the sky all around us provide a beautiful scenery on the background, as well as shine a beautiful light on him. For what I think is my first time ever, my chest suddenly feels so tight. I feel like words won't come to me. Oh, he's looking at us. Oh, he is looking right at us. Oh, Lord. That's a little unsettling, but you know what? It's cool. June turns to look at me, those beautiful brown eyes sparkling so full of colors.
Did you say something?
He sounds so much more peaceful and subdued than I'm used to seeing him. He's so calm. I forced myself to close my mouth, swallowing a few times before shaking my head in negative. I don't know how much time has already passed as I completely lost track of it. I continue to stare into June's eyes, not wanting to look away. I feel so warm. I don't get it. The fireworks subside, leaving only June's careful gaze pointed right at me. I was gonna mention how the fireworks were beautiful. June nodded, his face maddeningly blank for someone usually so energetic. In fact, his gaze almost looked distant. Like he was here, but at the same time, not.
Yeah. You looked beautiful with the fireworks shining on you too, Rutherford.
Oh, shit. The words he said just now, they were incredibly close to the ones I myself was thinking just a while ago. What me?
Rutherford, I like you.
Well, of course, I like you too. He slowly shakes his head sideways.
Not as a friend. As a man. Romantically.
That's it. That thin line that was still keeping my mind sane and capable of functioning completely snaps. My mouth opens wide and I just stare in shock without saying a word. June looks at me for a few moments, carefully, studying me. Say something. Oh, shit. No, 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 no! No! No, he's got that blank look. No. June slowly stands up, looking down at me with a now empty expression. No. Please. Anything. Move.
Yeah. This is about what I expected anyway.
I feel as if I were watching my own body from far away. As if I were looking at the person right in front of me from someone else's eyes. No matter how much I try to will myself, my body absolutely refuses to respond. It just stands there, frozen in shock. Uselessly.
Please forget I ever said anything, okay?
No. Asking me forget is a little impossible. No! June slowly walks away. Inside my mind, I scream at myself to do something, anything! But my body remains completely still. I don't even know what to do. What should I say? That's too much. It's so out of the blue. It's too much. I don't understand. I hear the sound of the door closing from far away. But I still don't turn to look. How do I respond? Is it too late to respond? What am I doing? Why am I feeling so conflicted? Why don't I know what I want? At some point, I become aware that my mind is completely shut down. I can hear the sound of steps. Somehow I know they're mine, but I'm not even aware of when I started to walk. My body just began moving on its own at some point. By the time I realize it, I'm back in my room. When did I get here? And why? Once I notice lucidity has come back to me, I grab my phone and immediately type up a message to June. I don't even know what to say. Do I feel the same? Can you just expect me to come up with an answer to something like that on the spot? Don't just drop something like this on me and suddenly, you idiot! The sound of metal in glass cracking echoes across the air. I didn't even notice it at first. My phone is lying on the floor on the other side of the room, burst open at the center with glass cracked into a million pieces. Did I throw it? Why? I sit down on the bed, staring at my own hands in a daze. My mind isn't working right. I don't even know why I'm so annoyed. I just know that I am. I need to talk to June, but I probably shouldn't drop by his house right now. And tomorrow we don't have class either. I'll try to drop by his house tomorrow morning anyway. Not like I can message him now with the mangled mess on the corner. I grab a pillow, falling back onto my bed and burying my face into it, groaning in frustration. Why am I such an indecisive idiot? I need to start things over. That was definitely a confession. I need time to figure out how I feel about it. Part of me definitely wants to say yes, but there's a little part of my brain that keeps screaming at me. It tells me And if I do, I'll just end up hurting June the same way I hurt the girls I dated. I don't want that. If I had to see him sad or crying, I don't think my heart would be able to take it. Instead, I roll over on the bed as my body begins to relax, being someplace familiar. My mind begins to settle down, and I crash. You two can fucking wait. I am in the middle of some shit. God damn it. Why didn't we say anything? It's very realistic. I'm not arguing that narratively he should have said anything. It makes sense with his character and the situation. It's just his face. Well, I guess on the next episode, I'm gonna hopefully talk to him. See what we can do. Fuck, man. Yeah, I'm immediately recording another episode right now. I don't care that it's 1 a.m. I can't walk away from this right now. I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. On the next one, we're gonna see how day 20 goes. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I've been the trained unprofessional. You're not, and I'll see you next time.